Hi, this is Diane Devani with Pacific Ridge Realty,
And I'm John Cohen, president of Qualified Financial Inc., a wholesale mortgage broker.
and this is the Weekly Five. Welcome. Hi, John.
Welcome. Hi,
You.
Diane. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
On to
Uh,
the week.
yeah, it's been a great week. It's been a great week this week. You and I closed an escrow together, which was nice. We had
Yep.
some great clients. They bought a beautiful home, and that's always fun.
It went well. We were done on our end. I think we were like 15 days early on
Yeah,
the ability to close. We couldn't close early because we had to wait for the the people selling the house, the sellers to leave the property to vacate. So
right.
we were ahead of schedule. The people loved us. We're going to be getting a couple great reviews coming up, which is very important.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I appreciate that. And it was great working with you on that.
excellent. Yeah, it's the same. So I understand you have some great credit score tips for us today, which all of us care and should be caring about our credit scores. That's always, and there's kind of like a mystery about it. Sometimes people don't know certain tips or tricks or, with what rhyme or reason the scores come about. And it's obviously really important. So any insight you can give all of us is appreciated.
Okay, no problem. I've actually been training to credit scores for many, many years. As I told you, I've probably hired and trained and managed over thousands of loan officers in my career. And a lot of the time, it's about going above and beyond as a loan originator or loan officer, my case being a broker, to help your clients understand the importance of a credit score and your FICOs and how it's broken down. So some of the things I'm going to share about I used with my children. They had no idea that I was doing this, and when they graduated high school, both of them had 800 plus credit scores, and
Right.
which they still maintain today. So
Right.
for those who have less than perfect credit scores that have gone through the ringer, everybody's had something go on in their life with their credit. I'm going to share some tips and tell you how this credit scores are actually derived from the FICO system, how the algorithms work to be able to create an actual FICO score through Experian, TransUnion, Union, and Equifax, and then how to improve your credit scores if you have less than perfect credit scores, or even better yet, how to even if you have excellent credit scores, how to get them just a little bit better if you're in the process of buying a home, how to get yourself from maybe 650 or I'm sorry, 750 to 760. Once you get to that every 20-point increment, 740 to 760, 760 to 780 and on, it actually improves either the cost of the loan or your interest rate. And goes for anybody, whether you're buying a home or not. But if you are buying a home, it's a really, really good idea to really understand your scores, your credit, see if there's ways to improve the credit to put yourself in a better position before you're going out, before you're getting pre-approved, before you're going out and shopping. It's really important because if you take a couple extra steps and work with a professional like myself who understands what they can do to improve your credit scores just enough to get you that much of a better rate, it can save you tens of thousands of dollars, not just on the upfront costs, but over the term of the loan. If you're saving a quarter point on your interest rate, it could save you 50, $100,000 over the term of the loan, depending on your loan size. So the way scores work. They're basically broken down. I wish I could share the screen with you. 35% of your credit scores are based on your payment history.
Okay.
Okay. That's having let's say you have an account that you've had for, say, anywhere from 0 to 10 years. If you have an account like a credit card account or installment loan or something like a car loan or something you've had for many years, the longer you've had that in good standings, the better your credit's going to be. Number two is the amount owed. 30% of your scores are based on your credit utilization. So let's say you have a $1,000 credit limit on your card. You want to keep below 30% of the available trade line, 30% or below. Anything above that is going to have a negative impact on your credit. So it's really important to know how to manage that. Don't max out your credit cards. Even if you max them out and then pay them off. Sometimes you might hit that cycle during the billing
Oh,
cycle where you just maxed it out and they just reported it and it dinged your credit for that month. So
yeah,
these are really important things to think about before you're about to have before you're about to have your credit pulled for a mortgage, say, if you're out there shopping.
right.
The next one is new credits, 10% of your scores, going out and getting new credit cards, right? It can have a positive or negative impact. If it's new and you've had it for a little while, handful of months, then it's okay. But if you just go out and get a brand new credit card right before you're closed, it's actually going to have a negative impact temporarily
Okay. Okay,
until
that's
that.
good to know because it's funny, all the stores now, in fact, I just opened a credit card because I went to Bloomingdale's and they said, oh, you get 20% off your purchase if you open a credit card today. And we were kind of purchasing a lot. And I thought, oh, I mean, it's okay, we're not applying for any loans, but I wondered if that was going to decrease my score, getting
It
a
does. It
credit
has a
card.
negative impact because it is a hard credit inquiry.
Okay.
Um, And we can go into that another time. It's
Yeah,
okay to shop for a loan because the FICO system knows that you're out there looking for loans and having
right,
a couple of credit pulls. It's best that you don't, obviously. But
right.
when you work with a broker, we use one credit profile, just one credit score to shop 35 different banks.
That's
So
great.
that's the biggest benefit of working with a broker. But the next thing is the length of the history is 15%, and then the types of credit being used is 10%, and that pie equals 100%. So I'm just gonna kind of break down a couple things, a couple like tricks of the trade. So obviously, if you have less than perfect credit, and I'm looking at your credit report, and I want to get you wanting to go out and buy a new car, a new home, you want to get prepared to buy a home someday. You and I are going to be looking at the credit. I'm going to be seeing that you're over 30% on some of your available trade lines, like your revolving trade lines. So you
Right.
have three different types. You have revolving, which is credit cards, installment, which is like a car or student loans or something like that, or personal loans. And then you have a mortgage. If you have the mix of all three and you
Uh-huh.
have low credit utilization on those credit cards,
Uh-huh.
those are the makings. Those people that have all three usually have credit scores in the high eights. I mean, in the high sevens or low eights. And that's extremely important. That's considered like prime credit. You get the lowest of the lowest rates, right? The lowest of the lowest costs for those rates and for your loan, which is great. Whether you're buying a car or looking to get another credit card or looking to purchase a home. So one thing I would tell you to do is pay down your credit cards down below 30%. If not, pay them off all completely. Another one is again, before you open up go out to shop for home, make sure you're not applying for any new credit cards. Don't go out and buy a new car or do anything that's going to drop your scores and also increase your debt to income ratios, right? So the more payment you have, the higher your debt to income ratio is. Debt divided by income equals debt to income ratio. So, and then obviously making all your payments on time. There's another thing is if I see you have less than perfect credit and you're an authorized user on somebody else's account, we're going to look together to see if we were to remove you as an authorized user, would that increase and improve your credit scores? A lot of times it does, believe it or not, especially
Okay.
if that person who you're authorized to use their card and is reporting on your credit has less than perfect credit or
Okay.
or that credit card has over 30% of the credit utilization, you remove yourself and also your scores go up. And these aren't just made up rules. I'll actually run your file and your credit report through a software. It'll tell us exactly what needs to be done. But I'm kind of giving you the tricks of the trade now.
Yeah.
The other thing is if you're looking to build your credit, build your children's credit, this is what I did for my kids when they were 17 years old, both of them, same year, last year in high school. I added them to a couple of my credit cards that had
You said 17
they
when
were
they,
17.
okay.
They're
Okay.
17 years old. I added them to my credit cards, not as an authorized user, as a co-signer on the credit cards, where
Okay.
they actually reporting it using their date of birth and their social and reporting it. So we're now joint on my credit cards. So I
Okay.
used two credit cards, one that had a $20,000 credit limit that had that had basically a zero balance, and another one very similar, a little bit less credit limit. I think it was like 10 or 12,000 with next to nothing on that card. So
Right.
guess what happened? My kids inherited the 10, 12 years I had on that I owned those cards in great standings.
Well,
So that by the time they graduated school, both of them, and my daughter's still maintaining this, had in the high sevens to low 800 credit scores. How great is
right.
that?
Instead of starting with no credit.
Exactly. And then how they get credit. You can't get credit until you have credit. And it's just like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
vicious
yeah.
cycle. So, anybody out there, I don't want to bore you too much with this. Anybody out there that's looking to either prepare to buy a home or looking to improve their credit and need some guidance, reach out to me. I'm happy to walk you through it and help you. Again, whether you're buying a home or not, or you're just struggling with your credit, I'm going to educate you and teach you on what you can do to improve those scores to get you back in the driver's seat because you want to be in the driver's seat. It's obviously one of the most important things in your life when it comes to borrowing money, purchasing, or anything. You want to pay the least amount of cost. So, that being said, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I love you all out there, and don't feel scared to reach out if you need it. You know, if you have any questions, whatever. I always say, whatever I see here, do here, stays here. The conversation that we have would be between you and me and nobody else. I can promise you that. So, that being said, you guys have a good rest of your week.
Thank you for that great information, John. It's really
Okay.
valuable.
Bye for now.